Cool, cool.
I think this is the 13th episode, so I'm going to do a little intro, or 14th. What's up, guys? I'm Tyler Casey, and welcome to the 14th episode of Wolf Talk. I'm sitting down over Skype with Justin Frick. Is that correct?
That's right, yeah.
That's right. He's a really dope music video director, I would say. And yeah, he's been putting out lots of dope videos. And yeah, I wanted more people to know about him. And he's got really awesome work. I really like the details that go into his videos, and I want to sit down and just kind of get to know him. How you doing, man?
I'm good, dude. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, dude. I just came across your work one day from some of those videos that you've been doing with Karma.
Yep,
Is that
yep.
his name? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then from there, I just been watching your work, and then I don't know, just the production value is really tight.
Thank you, man. Yeah, I do all my stuff with him. We're from Tri-Cities, Washington. It's over near Seattle, about 3 hours east of Seattle. Out in the desert. So we lived we grew up on the same street, but I met him like after high school, and we started working together, and
that's cool.
Making a little name for ourselves here.
That's really cool. So you guys kind of started, is that one of the first artists that you started doing music videos with?
No, actually, I don't think I worked with him until like 2014 or 15 maybe, but I've been doing videos probably music videos since like 2010 or so. But it took a little bit for us to kind of find each other, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing a bunch of rap videos for a bunch of random kids, you know, skate park kids.
So what's the music video scene out there? You're in a smaller town, correct? So what was that like trying to get started shooting music videos?
Man, so I've been filming things like my whole life. Like I've always had a camera. Like since I was like third grade, I kind of stole the family Christmas camera and started using it for my own stupid short films and stuff. And then got into skateboarding and started doing that about sixth grade. And then I started partnering it with film. So I was doing all that. And that kind of brought me into music videos. And there was not anybody really doing it. So I was I'm glad, luckily, forced to kind of figure it all out rather than, I didn't really have any like mentors, or there were some people who like kind of did it, but, you know, I got some tips and tricks here and there, but really I just kind of learned on the field by myself and like begged my friends to come help me and figure it out. So that's why I've been directing, shooting, editing, coloring, doing the whole thing by myself. And it's interesting going into other places where that's not usually the typical thing. Cause you know, like in Los Angeles, there's people who are specific for each job. Yeah. It's very new to me. And also like very cool because of the whole working together aspect.
Most definitely.
I was just definitely like a big fish in a small pond, and there wasn't as much resources. There is now. There's a lot of people. I mean, everybody knows everybody's filming now, you know, a lot more than 4 or 5 years ago. So that's definitely changed, which is cool because now I've got kids who are where I used to be at, and then now they are asking for help, and I can
most definitely
actually give a little bit of advice, or I always have people like come and do like behind the scenes shoots or just whatever, just kind of get involved because I never really had that.
No, most definitely. And what was I gonna say? I think it's cool I think that's a big problem with people trying to do everything on their own. Like it's not a problem, like it's where everyone starts out, but it's transitioning and getting out of that box of I'm going to have a say in every single thing. But now like I've been passing more and more things off because I was doing the same thing. There's a little bit bigger of a community out here. I'm from the Bay Area where there's a lot of different creatives and a lot of creatives who've made it out of the Bay Area and moved down to LA and kind of made that transition. But there definitely needs to be a lot more coming together, whether that's collaborating on, I don't know, it just depends. Like I've been passing off VFX work and doing the titles because I'd spend hours in After Effects, and I'm not the best at
Mhm.
After Effects, you know. So
Yeah, I
I'm
feel
sure
that.
you know what that's like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I've just recently been starting to do that, and
Mhm.
it feels good. Like, when you grow something all by yourself, it's kind of hard to start sharing it or start letting people in to take on, like, okay, now you do this, but I used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to be a little bit vulnerable and trusting with other people to start doing that for what is your work. So that's something that I've been doing the last like year, um, letting, like, visual effects people in.
Yeah.
And even this last I think in the last 6 months I actually had my very first like DP where
How was that for you? Because I know I like most of the time I always see you with the camera. What camera do you own and shoot on?
I have a few. I've got two of the Sony A7S twos.
Okay.
I have the Blackmagic Cinema camera, the like 4K one that came out a while ago.
Yeah.
It's like a
The
Game
new
Boy.
one?
No, it's like the
Oh,
oh, it's like
okay.
a big
Gotcha.
Game
Gotcha.
Boy. I have the Blackmagic Ursa Mini, and then a month ago I bought the Red Scarlet,
Okay.
the
Nice.
Dragon, Scarlet Dragon. What the hell is it
That's
called?
tight.
The Dragon. Um,
Yeah, I've
which
been
is
seeing you
crazy.
use that a lot. Yeah, that camera's awesome.
Yeah, I have a buddy who I've had experience with it here in town for like the last 6 years. Super
Mhm.
grateful to have that. I actually should back up about what I said about not having a mentor. I definitely did. Um, it was just not in the like beginning stages, but
Gotcha.
later on, I partnered with a dude. His name's Chase Thompson, and he local musician. He owns a recording studio and he's also a
Nice.
filmmaker. So he kind of brought me in to start shooting their music videos, and would we could shoot with the red and
Cool.
stuff. So he was
Yeah.
definitely a huge help. I don't want to say I
Yeah.
had
And
nothing.
do you think that getting a mentor really just helped level up your career a lot? Did you see a big difference in that or
Yeah, I think and he was never like a mentor of like giving advice and stuff as much as like just letting me use tools and things like that where I could just
Yeah.
figure it out on my own, which is huge because that's a lot of trust that he kind of gave me and
Mhm.
really allowed me to grow as an independent. And so, yeah, for sure, like that was amazing. And it felt like a form of like film school where, I had all these tools and, yeah, I don't know.
No, yeah, that's definitely cool. So, were you doing any to get yourself like making money? So is filmmaking and shooting music videos your full-time job?
Yeah, it is now. It's been like like 3 years or something, which is crazy.
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's been about 3 years for me too, so it's been pretty cool.
Awesome.
But yeah,
How old are you right now?
I'm 23.
Okay, crazy, dude. That's all. I got 3 years ahead of you. Um, yeah, dude. I used to work at a movie theater, and the transition from that was my last job. I've been doing videos like I said, like my whole life.
Yeah,
So it was always like it turned into a hobby. I mean, it's like a hobby, and then you start like doing like
yeah,
$50 videos, and then like
most
somebody's like,
definitely.
dude, you could get like 300. And like, no, I'll do 150 for one. And you slightly or slowly climb that
Close that
ladder,
gap. Yeah,
close the gap. Yeah.
yeah,
But I worked at a movie theater, and they were very like supportive of, I guess, my dream.
that's
So
cool.
every week I'd have like a sheet of paper that I'd send it like a time off request. It'd be like, I'm shooting this date, this date, this date. And I watched those, me having to go to my boss like every week, and then started calling out like weeks in advance. And then
Mhm.
it was just a very easy, like, all right, I'm doing more filming than I am working at the theater. So
Yeah,
uh, that was really cool and grateful for that. I never felt like I had to like jump away from like a job or a career and just
yeah,
I felt very lucky to kind of ease into it with a little bit of security.
yeah. That's cool. That's
Rather than,
always I think the way to go.
yeah, yeah,
Where
it's a little
yeah,
safer.
yeah, that's cool. Um, Yeah, it's cool that they definitely supported that as well. So you had that, and it wasn't like something on bad terms
Yeah,
where they're kind of like, Well, I mean, that always feels good too, like where people are, you can't do it, and then you go off and do it, you
Yeah,
know?
I know for
So
sure.
that's that.
It also feels
But
good
no.
when people are like, "You can do it," and like anything you
Yeah.
need.
Yeah, most definitely. And you feel like you have that security of coming back. But
Yeah, yeah.
one thing that I really do like about your videos, and I'm just looking through your Instagram right now, is I like the amount of work that goes into like the set designs and I don't know, just the thought that goes into your videos. That's one thing that really caught my eye with your style is the one video for some videos, for example, like Sugar by
Mhm.
Karma, just like the visuals on that were really solid. Like I like the scene with like the sugar, just like
Yeah.
all the sugar laying down. Those that really popped. And then I really like the scene too as well where he's like mowing the lawn and you guys built that set
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
all the movements and layers that went into that.
Yeah, we don't work with big budgets. I think we did that for like $2,000. And
Mhm.
I really like to kind of see what I can do with like household items and not just go for the straight like we need the best and just
Yeah.
like kind of okay, well let's look around. Like right now I'm looking I got a kaleidoscope right here and a
Mhm.
cactus and I'm like paper towel roll. I'm sure we could create something with that where it's like fun and you're kind of expanding your mind a little bit with these cheap household items to make them look, you know, really like not movie quality, but like good on screen where people like you were singing and be like, that's awesome. And like, I know that it's just sugar. I know it's just like paper cutouts.
Yeah.
Um, and the sugar was like, the idea of it was, it was like, I think $100 and we bought 250 pounds of sugar
Oh my god.
at like the cash and carry store. And I built like a twin size bed, uh, like wood frame, and just laid
Yeah.
down a bunch of pillows and then blankets, laid him down, put him in there, and we did like a 3 day shoot with that where he was in there for like probably 6 hours each day,
Oh man.
and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
It got a lot of bugs each day because of just we left it out, and it just started
Yeah.
getting so stinky. And one of our friends, Mimi, she's the girl that was in there. Uh,
Mhm.
she came on the third day, and I was like, "Hey, I just need some help." And then I saw her, and I was like, "Damn, are you down to get in there?" Because I didn't. I think we were just gonna have her do something else, and then
Yeah.
we ended up putting her in there, and she's a trooper because it stunk, and there's
Oh
bugs
man.
in it, but she stuck it out. So
That's tight. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
definitely the I remember like the nails. I think there were red nails in it, right?
yeah,
She had lipstick. That was really cool.
yeah. That's her. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really cool visual.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, that was definitely a cool one. Yeah, and I like that you used like what's just available to you. And I think
Mhm.
I recognized that like when I saw that like giant red rose you had,
Yeah,
and I hella saw that at, like Hobby Lobby like a day later.
that's
And I
exactly.
just yeah, I hella saw that. I was like, oh man, that's where you got that from. And
we
I
ended. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I just think that's really dope. Just the way that, um, I don't know, just the you work with what you have. Like I've also seen that other video. I don't know the name of it, but it's Karma and some other guy, and they're like they have all like these '90s
Oh yeah, yeah,
type stuff on like the back of the
yeah.
truck or trailer, and it
Com-
was just like a really cool simple video. That was probably just stuff they had stored away in like their closet, you know?
yeah, yeah. We just wanted just something colorful.
Yeah, and it was
Um,
really cool.
yeah, dude. I really enjoy doing that because a lot of the things like I still have all my Pokemon cards and all
Yeah,
my old stuff, and I think it's a cool little throwback, especially for that one specifically. It was fun to kind of hey, let's
yeah,
dig up our like Game Boys or whatever. I don't even know if we
yeah.
had a Game Boy in it, but um,
It might have been.
yeah, yeah. And the set design, like I I've been working with two of my friends,
Mhm.
Arda Powers and Gabriel Powers. We actually filmed most of Sugar in their garage and built these like sets out of the cotton candy wall they did, and it was just pillow casing and spray paint, and
Wow.
then like insulation board, like what you have right behind you. We
Yeah.
used two of those, and called it good. I think we incorporated like bubble wrap in one of, or that was a different video, but yeah, it's just I don't know.
Just working with what you have and just being creative with it. Yeah,
Yeah, I
most
suppose
definitely.
so.
I also like that one video. I don't know the name of that one either. I should have wrote these
I
down.
can
It was the
help you
one with
out.
like the one with the yeah. Hopefully, it was the one with the really tight framing and like he was just like in certain parts of the frame the entire
Oh yeah,
video.
yeah. Come Our Way. That one was
Yeah. How long of
obviously.
a day? How many days was that shoot? Because there's so many locations in that.
Yeah, that one. So the way we work, I had like, a good amount of it like thought out. I would basically just be driving, and that one was a process which I love because I got to grow on it each day, even though we were like maybe halfway done filming, because
Hmm.
you can come up with ideas before or after you're done shooting. So this was nice where I can be shooting and keep coming up with more random ideas.
Yeah.
The thing with that I wanted to do is you've got one thing that's normal and another thing that's normal, but together they're weird. And I knew
I
the
like
whole
that.
time I wanted to do tripod, which I had never done before. So this was a good like exercise for me to really play with the frame only. And
Hmm.
because at first I was like, tripod, like I don't know, I don't want to not touch the camera. Like
Yeah.
it feels weird. I'm all about like the movement and stuff, but I wanted to challenge myself about growing in just what are we seeing and like how can the frame interact with just or yeah, the frame interact with just like the static shot.
Hmm.
Um, as far as shooting, I think it was like probably a straight like month or so.
Wow.
I mean, these were days we were shooting only at sunset, so literally we just
Yeah.
had like it was in the summer, I think, and it was like, all right, we know like pretty much every day we're gonna hit like two locations during the hour of sunset. So I'd just be driving around like, oh, this would be cool, or like you'd see something like a certain wall, or I knew we had a little hookup at like the junkyard, so
Yeah. The junkyard scenes were some of the cleanest. Those were tight.
thank you. Yeah, they're fun. Dude, it was all
Yeah.
just putting small little
No, the
random.
cinematography on it was amazing. What'd you shoot that on? I know it
That,
doesn't matter what camera you use, but
yeah,
it was really clean.
thank you. That was the Ursa Mini.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did
But
that.
yeah, if you guys haven't seen that video, I definitely recommend watching it because just take note of the framing and you really don't need a fancy gimbal. I mean, that could have been on that could have been on a $10 tripod from a flea market.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's really just about and I really like on that beat drop when everyone like smokes like that confetti
Yeah.
out of like pineapples and stuff. What's up with you and pineapples, man?
So, what are you talking about?
What do you
So, oh man, actually, I gotta show you something. I'm gonna try
I
to.
saw that pineapple wall
Okay.
on that
Yeah,
thing was
yeah.
sick.
So I'll show the camera really quick.
Sick.
Um, yeah, we built this. I don't know if you can see this.
Yeah, I can. Man, that's crazy. And where'd you get those pineapples from?
We ordered it on like Amazon or something.
Yeah.
So let's see. Pineapples. It's kind of a bit of a few things. So one of our buddies, his name is Steve Lee. He owns a marijuana dispensary here in town,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called Green to Go. And he was one of the first people to kind of reach out and like want to support us and like help kind of fund, you know, the videos and just be a part of it. So his logo is a pineapple. And
Mm-hmm.
I think the first video he ever sponsored, he was just like, I don't really care like how you incorporate me. All I care about is that there's a pineapple in the video. I was like, okay. So we kind of just started growing from that. And Karma, his outfits have expanded from his own to my clothes. And I wear a lot of different like crazy kind of pattern shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
So I actually started to give him like a lot of my Hawaiian shirts for the Come Our Way video
Mm-hmm.
and started dressing him like in these crazy like 80s thrift jackets and stuff. Um, so we were kind of making him a little bit more, uh, colorful and like fruity, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so we just started rolling with the pineapples too because it helped the business that helps us. So it worked, and pineapples are cool. So
Sick.
I don't know, dude. Like, I've even got it on my phone.
There you go. Yeah, my cousin, he started doing some rapping and he made a song called Pineapple Baby.
Oh hell yeah!
And then yeah, so I hella sent him that on your story.
Cool,
And I was
cool.
like, I just thought it was hella funny. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
tight, dude.
it's just
Um,
yeah. I don't. I don't know. There's not really like a real reason, but it's just one of those things that it's, I
Yeah.
guess, like a slight signature to a lot of
Yeah.
moving parts and support. And it just feels good. I like, especially with like hip hop, it's refreshing to me to where I can replace the Hennessy bottle with a pineapple kind of, and
Yeah,
and
most
people will
definitely.
still dig it. Not that
Yeah,
there's
that's
anything
tight.
wrong with that. Like my style is more, I guess, the fruit based thing. So,
There you go.
um,
That's what's up. Yeah, I just did a video and the guy brought like 20 empty Hennessy bottles. It was cool, but I was
yeah,
just like, man, that's a lot of Hennessy bottles.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I didn't even know we had those. I would have tried to incorporate them a cool way and like hang them from something. That would actually been sick.
Yeah, dude,
But
there's always like, I mean, we've all done stuff that's been done before, but I think there's always room to stretch what's been done before, and like hanging them, like that would be
yeah,
cool
most definitely.
because it'd be a
Yeah.
nod to like the classic like rap video, but
Yeah, yeah,
still,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah, always putting a twist on something or combining two things. There's always some way to do something.
yeah,
Um, but so did you do any other type of video work? Were you ever doing like I don't know, like videography stuff? I think I've seen you do some weddings and stuff. How do you feel about that kind of stuff?
yeah. So I think, let's see, like, yeah, I started doing weddings a while ago, and it was all just kind of a friend would ask like, "Oh, you have a camera? Like, want to shoot this wedding?" I was like, "Okay,
Yeah.
never done it before." And yeah, I do weddings like every summer. I think we've done like 40 or so.
Oh wow.
We did 12, 11 or 12 this summer. I love them, man. Like the thing with the thing that I am able to do while I while I, what am I trying to say? The reason why I am able to balance music videos and weddings all at the same time, because they're like back to back to back, um, is that I can kind of check out a little bit creative mentally at weddings, because yeah, they're long days, but they're very much the same repetitive thing to where I just kind of, it's only demanding for like the physical work,
Yeah.
and I can kind of check out a little bit mentally. Um, but on a music video, like this, you can't check out mentally because everyone's
No.
staring at you like, okay, what's next? And the thing with music videos is if you are if you're not there and you're not doing anything, it doesn't happen. With a wedding,
Yeah.
if you're not there, it still happens. So I'm much more of a fly on the wall at a wedding, and I can reserve much more energy and stuff. So, and it's really good for like just like a people skill thing, um,
Yeah.
a new little avenue where I can just kind of be human for a little bit rather than like directing hardcore on this like music thing. Um, but I like both, and it's very cool and like rewarding, and like watching, two people in love and stuff, and like editing them,
Yeah.
like smiling, and it's a definitely a special thing. Like I'll say more than a music video for sure to them. My
Yeah.
my passion is music videos for sure,
Cool.
but I don't know when I'll start
Yeah.
saying no to weddings.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. We just did a wedding for one of our director friends. His name's Hatch86. He got married and then he like went hard. We had one red, I forgot what it was. The red, I think it might have been a scarlet.
Okay.
And then we had that on like the Ronin 2, and then
Oh
we had
wow.
another Red Raven, and then like just too many cameras, and it was like I had to edit it. But no, I do enjoy weddings. I do like I don't know. I like how much you can get from them as well. Like it's just like as an actual job, you know.
Yeah.
And I do get what you're saying, where like it's already gonna happen. You don't have to like, especially like with us like directing music videos. Like I'm sure you do a lot of the producer work as well.
Hmm.
Like you're planning it. I don't know if
Yeah.
you're doing like call sheets and whatnot, but I mean you're still doing a lot of the work. From what it sounds like too. I mean you're planning these sets. You're like coming
Yeah.
up with some of these ideas. It is. Do you ever feel like because that you said like you like to be able to check out like from that mental side of like constantly coming the creative side? Um, do you ever feel like you get overworked from that? Because I've heard a lot of other directors saying that, like the guy Hatch86, he was saying like, I like doing corporate stuff and stuff like that on the side because it helps give me a break from music videos because I would run all my ideas dry. I was just wondering what you think about that idea.
Yeah, I think like it's definitely exhausting. Like um I think I need the mental break sometimes just to allow myself to maybe come up with actual new ideas and not have to force them like back to back to back,
Yeah.
I guess. Um, but yeah, it's hard always trying to create for that next job when there's like no in between time. And when you feel like, I mean, we all get like the writer's block type of thing. So it is nice to where you can check out and just take like a small little break from it and really try to create from within, like as an organic like thought rather than like I have to come up with this idea for this certain project and I have to be creative now. Like it's not a button, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice to where you can allow yourself to like not necessarily hit that like I'm a creative button and just let yourself find it naturally
Yeah.
again. And I think that's where the most, you know, stress-free content comes from, where you're not, because that's where you start like going into like, oh, now I'm like hating my passion, or you might start getting like
Yeah.
angry about, you know, whatever. And you know, that's never a cool
Yeah.
feeling.
No,
And
I've felt that way before. Like I was pushing really hard to get this video out just because I knew the artist was big and
yeah,
I wanted the views, you know. And then the video didn't go through and I got all stressed and then like the next day I was just like I told my friend I was like, "Hey, let's just like go out." And like I had a VHS camera in my camera and I was like, "Let's just go mess around," you know.
cool,
And
cool.
it came out one of the coolest videos I shot and a lot of people liked it. So I was just like, you know, like I'm not trying to force these videos. If the artist comes to me, yeah, I'll try my best. But one thing that I've noticed too is helping on other people's sets because I feel like if I'm not on set for a while, it's hard to get those juices flowing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if
yeah.
I'm at least just like helping out, like I'm just setting up lights or I'm seeing lights and I'm seeing things being shot,
Hmm.
and then it just like and then like especially just driving helps me a lot. I feel
Dude, yeah, driving's
like
my favorite.
that's where I come up with all my ideas is like when I'm driving.
Same.
Now it used to be like when I shower, but now it's like when I drive.
Yeah,
I'll just be
it's both
like,
of it.
yeah, but yeah, driving's help. I figured out how to do the split screen now, so
Oh,
you guys
okay.
are yeah. So now we're split screen. So the first half of the video you're like the full screen, but now it's equal. But yeah, driving helps. I've came up with a lot of my treatments and idea. Do you make treatments?
Yeah, I do. I draw my frames
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll type like a script up for the artist. It'll usually be something like, you know, 0 to 15 seconds. This is what happens and this is what I see. And then like 16 seconds to 33, this is what happens. And that is something that helps me because
Mm-hmm.
that's how I visualize it. I don't necessarily just see just like the rap shots and then we'll cut them in. I kind of see them as like these, I guess, chapters or scenes
Yeah.
that they happen at this time. And you know, the songs, every song speaks and has like a new like opening at like usually like a 2 minute mark or just like there's always like something that like happens in a song and
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you need to introduce something when that happens and really just
Yeah.
listen to the song and like almost go with what it's saying and like trying to want um and yeah, so yeah, I do treatments, so.
That's tight. No, I think that's one thing that now that you say that, that's probably what drew me to your work because that's something that I've always tried to do is when a certain part comes on a song is just like a different scene or introduce something new or
Yeah.
make it a turning point in the video, which I feel like a lot of music videos miss, where it's
Mhm.
just like performance shot under the bridge, performance shot, you know, here,
Yeah,
there,
and like
where if you actually put just a little bit more thought into it, it can really set that video apart. And I think
yeah,
that's where your videos shine. And I really tried to do that with this last video that I just shot with my artist Combat. I really
okay,
set like specific, like I cut up the song. So like I had like my shot list and then I had like, um, I don't know, scene B, and then I just played scene B on my phone or MP3 player, and I just played that section of the song, so I
cool,
had it
cool.
already there, you know.
Yeah, when you lock
So
yourself in that box of only
most
generating,
definitely,
yeah,
because a lot of the times they'll be like, let's just run the whole thing, you know,
yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
just like, nope, like stick to
it's
it.
it's kind of healthy doing it that way.
Yeah,
It creates, you know, people will let's do the whole song. Like, well, you know, it's something important to me that we stick with just this portion because then maybe I don't have an idea for, you know, the section C, but like
yeah,
this will force me to come up with something.
Yeah, most definitely. And even if it, I mean, I always do run one all the way through
For sure.
because like
Yeah.
we're shooting digitally, like
You
you
might as
might as
well.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, just in case.
Absolutely.
And that worked out perfect for this video because there's like a fight scene at the end, and then I wanted it to like pause for a little bit, so I just threw in this black backdrop performance. Worked out perfect, and
Awesome.
then it comes. But yeah,
I
I'll definitely
think,
send it to you. It's pretty
yeah,
tight.
please
But
send that to me. I think like
um,
the goal that like or goal that I have for myself and something that as a viewer for videos that I would like to see more, I guess, just my opinion, but like when you start a video, you know how, and everyone's done it where you're watching for a second, you just like click halfway through and like maybe at the end just to see like where's this going.
yep,
The
I do
goal,
that.
yeah.
I know I shouldn't do it, but I do it.
The goal is that like for me, like when somebody does do that, because they will, there's like this whole weird different and like what the hell, and then like
Most
oh I gotta
definitely.
start this over because it's definitely going
Yep.
somewhere. Not all my stuff does that, but and nobody can always do that, but
Yeah.
that's a note that I try to give
I
myself.
like that. No, that's definitely tight. And I do that so much, and when I do see the same scene, same performance scene, I'm like, no. And then like a
Yeah.
video I recently did that on was Tense by directed by Colin Tilley, Anderson Paak. You see that?
Oh yeah,
So many different scenes in
I
there, and
love that.
I was like, I gotta go back. I gotta like, yeah.
I
And his
love
other,
that.
yeah, his videos are tight. Especially Anderson Paak's, both their videos are tight.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
Anderson Paak's videos have been really tight lately.
yeah. Bubbling was very entertaining and
Yeah,
definitely stretched that. I'll call it like the pineapple move. Like people are doing the pineapple thing and not the Hennessy, and they're starting to get these like weird ideas. Like I think he had like four arms at one time,
yeah,
and it's just like yes, people are people like Amine and Tyler the Creator
yeah,
are really helping that and
yeah. I feel like
making.
you would definitely make a pretty tight Amine video. I feel like you have some Amine vibes, kind of like
I'd love to.
the Caroline video.
Yeah,
That one was pretty.
and his too,
Yeah.
man. Like well, I forget which one it was, but it was the same thing. Like where they had like an idea, and I think like halfway through, it just kind of kept getting repetitive. I was like, man, should have hit me
Hmm.
up.
Yeah,
Not that it's
that
not
that
good at
that
all,
last
but
one was pretty cool. The car wash one, reel it
that
in,
one's great. Yeah,
like it was like the original like cliche car wash, but then like it had some
yeah,
twist on
yeah.
it, and they were kind of poking fun at that. So
Definitely,
that was a
definitely.
tight video.
I'm not dogging
But
any of his stuff. I just,
definitely, what are some back to music video treatments? Because I get asked this a lot.
yeah.
What are some tips that you would say for directors to like beginning directors to start on that process for the treatments?
So, um, I guess for me, I when somebody sends me a song, I try not to make a video like for them. I don't try to like, okay, we're doing a video for you. I'm gonna channel my brain just for your vibe. I try to like ignore that and just look at the song and just like let my mind be very open and try to see anything that comes to my mind and write it down.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's almost like I'm like a vessel sometimes where just ideas will kind of come to me and I don't know what they mean or it might not fit at all, but I usually will still write it down
Mm-hmm.
no matter how vague they are, even if you just have like a weird like someone is throwing up at a thrift shop. Let's go there. It's very
Yeah.
weird and it makes no sense, but like I don't know. I would just or like I write it down. I don't try to like force myself to go into this certain lane like based on the artist because the artists I feel like a lot of artists are pretty stoked when you come up with an idea and it's so left field because everybody wants something left field. Um,
Yeah.
but so I guess like one, like don't just put yourself in a hole directed to the course of like their vibe, I guess. And be open to just letting yourself be open and hearing the song and just like kind of visualizing stuff. Driving in a car helps for sure
Mm-hmm.
to get all those ideas. Um, I guess for the actual like storyboards themselves, um, I don't know if it's advice. Like I'd like to draw that way. I mean, I'm a director, but I'm actually very bad at kind of explaining stuff sometimes. So if I can
Yeah.
draw it out and show whether it's the artist or somebody who's just like helping you on set, or if you've got like a DP, um, that's always nice. If you have a specific like idea, it's good to like draw it
Yeah.
out to get that communication through. Um, I I really like the exercise of doing the whole like 34 seconds to 50 seconds. This is what happens,
Mhm.
and then you just shoot that. Like treat that as like a scene in your movie of like this is the scene we need to get. Like for the Karma video, there was a specific scene in the diner where the sugar light turns on, and like that was something that only could happen there. And since I scripted it like that, a month before or whatever, I paid much more attention to it on set because it was like a scene that I wrote. Of
Yeah.
course, after that shot was done, we got the whole song and stuff. But I think when you start picking the song more delicately, your video becomes more delicate, and
Mhm.
there's a lot of cool ways you can grow through that, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you find it I feel I have my opinion on this, but do you find it easier to edit when you're writing your treatments like that, where you have 50 seconds to blah blah blah, second verse is blah blah blah, you know? Do you
Yeah,
find it easier to edit in that sense?
yeah, every video is different. Like they're definitely like blocks that you can just like slide in. Like,
Yeah.
oh, here's the you like shaped it out before. Now, not all the time the storyboards don't make it.
Yeah, most
There's certain
definitely.
things that just don't happen. Like I just shot a video that had a ton of stuff that we didn't even shoot, and we just kind of ended up scrapping a lot on the day of, and coming up with like cooler stuff or more like feasible stuff for the space we are in. So half of that video is the back to the roots of just like editing randomly, and then I still have the roots of like putting in the shapes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's for sure easier, but what you don't get is getting lost in the edit and creating something while you're like.
Something new, yeah.
So I wouldn't say like everybody should do that only. I would say
Yeah, most
like
definitely.
it's a good exercise for creating ideas and boxing yourself into like the 15 seconds to 45 or whatever. um,
Yeah.
but be free to like scrap that idea if
Most
something on
definitely.
set comes up or whatever. But yeah, I think
Yeah.
it's definitely easier, but not easy. It's not worth it to just only do it.
Yeah, no, I don't think that works for everybody. But definitely, I feel like sometimes we are more creative when we set some type of restraint or
Mm-hmm.
like put ourselves in some type of box.
Oh yeah.
Just because sometimes we have so much free will, we're like, you can go everywhere. But if you have some type of constraint, how do you work with other artists coming to you with ideas? Do you do that, or are you open to that, or how's that work with you?
Dude, I'm very lucky to where I don't have as much ideas like coming my way. A lot of people are just very much like, I trust you and like do what you want, which is
Yeah,
really cool. But again, that's like, it's that demand thing. Like, it's not just a creativity button that I can just hit.
yeah,
So when those happen, like, I have to really milk those. And like, I've got like probably 8 songs on my phone right now that are on rotation when I drive, just so I can like slowly be piecing them together and start to grow them because it's like a vessel. I just like will see small things and like, okay, that would be good for this one. Okay, now on to the next. But I'm not done with them yet. I'm just like they're my cycle.
yeah,
So if people need like a video like today, I suggest like, okay, if you can give me like examples or something that you saw when you're maybe writing the song, anything to help me out, that would be great, and I'll definitely work with that. I'm usually all for working with other people's ideas. Anytime someone sends me a song, first thing I say is, uh, can you attach any ideas that you may have or any visuals? It can be anything.
yeah,
Like if it's a kid puking at a thrift shop, send me that. It doesn't matter. Like just
yeah,
just something, because if you said one slight idea, uh, it's a starting off point for me, and then that's kind of sometimes the hardest things to find is the starting off point.
yeah.
So I'm usually all for it. and I'm always honest with myself if and to them if there is an idea that I think might be too played out or just like isn't it could be better, like whatever. I
Yeah. Cool. No, I definitely like that, and I think that'd be helpful for a lot of people because I get asked a lot. I don't know, just like tips on treatments and whatnot, and I feel like I'm not the best at treatments yet.
yeah.
I haven't done enough. Definitely like the treatments that I do, I'm kind of like pitching towards labels.
Okay.
So I kind of have to like sell myself if I do like a treatment like that, so it's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit tricky. Um, and I've been doing stuff with like more photos, like
Okay.
stealing photos or like getting certain types of moods and stuff like that.
Got it. Yeah, yeah. Getting that
But
mood
yeah,
board.
yeah, mood board and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm still learning those a lot, and I'll eventually try and help my
Yeah.
audience with storyboards. But I think that, or just treatments, and I think that's a good place to start. I think you definitely have some good tips for like people creating music videos. Like one time I was driving and I was shooting this video for this group. You might know him. I think Karma went open for him. SOB,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
XRBE.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Yeah.
did a video for those guys,
Cool.
and I was trying to I was just heard the song and they were talking about something and talk about like laser beams on guns, and I was like bullets would be cool, like because they talked about shells dropping. So I was like shells, and then I couldn't come up with anything else. And then I was driving, I was like, you know what, like let's do a whole crime scene. So I like created like a whole crime scene and stuff like that, and had that vibe, and it actually worked out really good. It was
Awesome.
still kind of like a free range editing video, but I knew I had specific ways I wanted to shoot it. Like I did
Yeah.
like the 36 frames per second sped up performance on a certain take because like the song dropped, like all the instruments dropped, and it was like very basic and
Cool, cool.
slow. So I want to do stuff like that,
Change it
but
up.
kind of yeah, change it up and like have different moods for different parts of the video. But that's definitely cool.
I love it, man.
Yeah, man.
Awesome.
What are some projects that you have coming up
Um,
in the future that you're excited about?
so well, right now we just I just put out a video. I don't know if you've seen it. It's that church one.
I did see that.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't watch the full thing though. I just saw the Instagram clip.
Okay, okay. Did you just skip ahead and you're like, ah?
No, I just saw the Instagram clip. I didn't do that to it. I'm gonna.
I was joking. That was my buddy. His name is Brandon Burnett. He just changed his name to Emanate. The song's called Amen. And I think
Okay.
yesterday we just hit over 100,000, and we actually
Wow.
got it premiered on Billboard, which is
Nice.
crazy. Um, so that one is its own thing. So he and I are working on like three more videos, and
Sick.
he is uh, a really good artist, really great dude. I found him online a while, or he found me actually through Karma's video on Instagram, and I freaked out a little bit because I found out that his first album was produced by John Bellion, which is my like favorite artist, and I'm very grateful to be working around him. So
That's
we've
awesome.
we've got some more stuff coming out. I'm working with this girl. I actually just finished the copy this morning, the final. Her name is Horizon. She's super sick, really good. A lot of I hadn't ever heard her music, but I knew her from. There's like a Netflix show called The Get Down. Have you heard that? Couple
Mm,
couple of years ago, I think it was out. It's like a
I'm not sure.
Netflix original. She's like one of the main girls in there. I didn't even know until like we were done filming. Um,
Mhm.
so we got something with her. I don't know when it's coming out. I just finished it this morning. Working with a few other artists around here. I'm actually heading up to I have a family cabin I'm sharing with like a few other families in Idaho. I'm
Okay.
going over there tomorrow actually for like a month and a half to finish up like the 12 videos that I need to finish editing.
Oh man.
So
Nice. Getting away. It's
yeah,
yeah, that's smart.
I put a halt on all shooting because it's not fair to myself. It's not fair to the clients who are waiting, and it's not fair to the people who want a video because they're not getting my full attention,
Yeah.
and I want to be able to give that. So I've kind of like halted everybody and like, all right, I got to catch up because I don't remember the last time I have like not had something on my plate, which is great, but it's a own like learning exercise for me of like how to
Yeah.
deal with that. So I'm excited for the next month. Just gonna be snowed in. It's gonna be
Yeah.
cool.
Tight. That sounds
Um,
cool, man.
yeah,
Yeah, I definitely think that's a smart move, especially if you guys are super backed up on editing. I would definitely just say it's smart to just kind of sit back and try and knock out all those edits so you kind of have you're not always just like trying to scramble, Would you ever consider getting an editor, or do you always want that control?
So for a while, I thought the idea was like, really weird. But this year, like I said, like I've brought in like a DP on a lot of
Mm-hmm.
shoots. I think we've done like three so far. His name is Will Drake. So that was like a new thing for me to like give myself away, or you take that part away from me a little bit. And another thing I did was my good buddy Gage Soller. He shoots weddings with me. I've
Mm-hmm.
kind of given him. He's been doing a ton of editing for me, so
Tight.
he's been really working, and he saw that I was hesitant on letting anybody in. So he just kind
Yeah.
of he knew myself well enough to where he's like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna help you. Like, so he's been cutting my weddings and
Nice.
getting everything just ready to like put the final touches on. And at first I was like, all right, like we'll see how it goes, or thinking like it would have to just be me. Like I was like, well, that won't work because it's not me, but it actually works great. And you can
Mm-hmm.
still add like your spice to something
Yeah.
that's like kind of cut. So it's been great, dude.
That's tight. How do you
Um,
like having a DP?
it's cool. It's not something that I'll always be using. Like I'm gonna treat it fair to like the project if it's needed. As
Mm-hmm.
far as I guess what I'm saying that it's uh using like a Ronin because he owns a Ronin, so that's where he first came into play. Um, so he's my Steadicam op. I guess I'd still be the cinematographer because I definitely set all the shots and all that. I mean, we work together. Like it's so loose.
Yeah.
We're like half directing. We're just both getting our hands dirty
That's
on like
cool.
getting all the shots and stuff. So, um,
Yeah.
but whatever it's called, like it is for sure like a shared creative space, which is new for me to like share that. Um, and that's been it's been cool. It's been different. Um, I'm still gonna do stuff solo as well as
Yeah.
work with other people, but um, yeah, I dig it. How about you? Do you
That's
ever
cool.
shoot with?
Yeah, yeah, that's when I first started and when I did some of my first projects on Red.
Okay,
Uh, yeah, because I mainly shoot on the GH5 and GH5S right now.
okay,
And I brought along a DP. It was for that first video with the cop car. And
cool,
then
cool,
since then, like he just DP'd the one that I was. I'll probably send you later. But
cool.
yeah, it's cool just because I don't know. Like I just like not having to focus on the camera settings so much, or just like getting the shot set up, and I could go over and talk to the artist.
Yeah, it's
Or
huge.
it was also really dope too because we had a bunch of people come help out, like kids and PAs and whatnot. And I was just like, hey, can you guys go set up this next scene and stuff like that? And then I come back and then I help like direct the scene. And then sometimes I'll ask to shoot like handheld or operate a little bit, but
Okay,
he really knows what I want. He really knows like what I want, and I think our style works pretty well together. His name's Andy Chin. He's got a really dope Instagram.
cool, cool.
Yeah, they're actually out in LA. Him and my friends are doing a 2 short video.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, I shot the
Andy
first
Chan.
half of it.
Nice.
Um, but yeah, they're
That's
going to
crazy.
finish it up. So yeah,
Wow,
should be
wow.
tight.
Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. I think
tight.
the chemistry between the two is like huge. It's
Yeah,
not.
most definitely. If you guys don't see to eye and you're kind of,
It's gonna be
it's not
hard.
gonna work out. Yeah, and I know I could be a little bossy sometimes too when like I know I want it a very specific way and then like people start offering stuff, but I try to take other people's ideas into account cuz he has really good ideas sometimes like
Yeah,
I think it'd be better if we did it this way or
yeah.
and yeah, cuz it's a lot coming up with how it should be lit,
Hmm.
the movement from everything to that. So I think that really comes down to it. But yeah, what's it called? I posted that kind of late. I don't think we got that many questions.
Oh, did you?
Um,
That's right.
yeah, let me
I've
see.
never I've never done this type of thing, so.
It's all good. Yeah, I appreciate you doing it, man. It's hella cool. I think a lot of people are gonna enjoy seeing your link. I don't think we got any questions, but you got hella taps on your name. You got like 40 people clicked your name, so
Oh, you can
hopefully,
see that?
yeah, you can see that.
That's
So
cool.
there you go.
Again, I'm not like the best at technology. I couldn't even set up this Skype thing. I don't
No,
know.
it's all good. You killed it, dude. Your
I know how
Skype,
to turn on the
my camera
camera.
looks my camera looks horrible. But so a segment that I do on this, it's called invest in yourself.
So,
So basically, it's for anyone like starting out shooting music videos. And one problem I had when starting out, I don't know if this is a problem you had, but I was really what's the word? I was very reluctant and nervous to like invest in myself and spend money on gear,
Oh yeah.
which I think is really important when you first start out, because I think as soon as you could get out shooting is when you start learning the most, you know?
Mhm.
And I think you should start doing that right away. Like the first idea I had to buy a Canon T3i, I should have just went out and spent my money and just started shooting that day, you know? Um,
You
what?
can you can run around all day of telling yourself why not to do something, or
Mm-hmm.
but like it's just so much easier to, you don't have to like trust yourself. You just have to jump, buy that 2 3i or whatever, the 2
Yeah.
Ti,
It's
just do it.
T3i.
Everybody like um nobody starts out great. Like you got to get your hands dirty. I'm trying to think. There's this Macklemore quote about him. The what is it? The painter. Man, I always say this. I'm spacing right now. Uh, the greats weren't great because at birth they could paint. The greats were great because they paint a lot.
Yeah.
And I think that's the quote. Either way,
It's
you
all
get the
good. Makes
message.
sense.
But like, yeah, remind yourself like nobody starts out amazing.
Yeah.
And yeah, like for me, it took a while to like get off that hump because I want to do this, I want to do this, and then like, oh, I don't. Like you kick yourself like, for sometimes like years. I'm not good enough or like whatever. But um, especially with the internet now, it's hard because there's like constant work that you're looking at, and
Yeah.
it's like you could either get inspired by it or like the opposite, and it makes you want to like
Mm-hmm.
never touch your camera again. So that's definitely like a hard thing to do, and like believe in yourself. But it's always going to be worth it to just find out and just get that camera, save up, just do it. Um, Even if like I will fail or I might fail, just do it. And if you were
Mm-hmm.
right, then cool, you whatever. But just doing it, I think, is the hardest process, and like most likely you'll keep at it, or you'll be stoked that you did, or
Yeah.
you'll find some fun in it. And you might grow in it, you might not, but that's like all up to you, and nobody else. And for me, I just like I did things like filming skateboarding. Okay, that
Mm-hmm.
was no eyes were on me, so there wasn't like, hey guys, I have a camera now. I don't know how to use it, but let's direct something. I had way less eyes on me, so maybe start with shooting something like that where it's more of people skateboarding, or doing like an action where it's not like they're looking at you and saying like, what do you want me to do next,
Mm-hmm.
like if they're skating or like biking or whatever, they're going to be
Yeah.
doing their thing, so you have time
Most
to like
definitely.
really figure out your camera and like fuck up a few times, and oh, I learned not to do this or this.
Yeah.
And then you
I
apply it to
like
the
that.
next thing, and then once you have the courage, hey, I'm doing my own project now.
Yeah.
And then you
That's
get
tight.
that skateboard kid to hold a light for you.
Sick. Yeah, so in this segment, I basically just have like directors and whatnot recommend, like whether it's on Amazon or whatever, what gear would you recommend someone to start out with? It could be like really any price point, or like what your setup is,
Okay.
or whatever, if you want to just say like the camera or whatever,
Yeah.
like what
So
lens.
I I started out with a Canon 60D.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I would recommend that now because of like, I think you could probably get what I paid for back then for like a 4K or something. But uh, I have used it only like once. But that Black Magic Pocket cinema
Mm-hmm.
camera,
The new
um,
one?
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
know there's like a 4K one that shoots internally, but there's also a 1080p one that is cheaper.
Yeah.
Um, I really love the look of those cameras, just Blackmagic in general. The low light is its own thing, but I think they're a little better on the pocket ones. But I know that those are like $900
Yeah. Let me
and
look it up.
something like that. They're very easy to use, so you're not jumping into this whole like the Sony A7S2 menu is
It's
very,
horrible.
yeah, it makes you probably not want to
No,
begin
most definitely.
learning.
They don't make it very video intuitive.
No.
Yeah. The new one, which is insane, it's got 4K 60 10-bit, which internal, which is crazy, and that's only $1,300.
Damn.
It looks like an old man camera though. Like, have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ugly. I saw it at NAB, but
Okay. Yeah, I rented
um,
one of those.
yeah, it's cool. It just came out. I've heard a lot of great. I just messaged a few people about that. So,
Cool.
what lens would you set? What lens would you recommend for if they wanted to go that route with the micro four thirds?
I got one here. This the Sigma 16 to 35 lens. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the art series. It's a 1.7 f-stop,
Yep.
and it's fairly cheap. It's
It's like $600, and that's the EF mount, correct?
yeah, EF. So yeah, I have
Yeah.
all my stuff's EF. That lens I really enjoy a lot.
Yeah.
Especially when you're shooting on, I don't know if this Blackmagic, if you're shooting on something that like can't handle low light that well, like the lens shoots at like 1.7, and
Yeah, most definitely.
it's pretty nice. Um, I would definitely say start out with something that you can get a little bit closer on your subject rather than like obviously going with like a crazy zoom lens or something.
Yeah.
You're obviously limited with that stuff, but definitely like a zoom lens, like something wide, and then this is a 18 to 35. So,
Yeah.
um, well, actually, let me rewind my answer. Like everybody should get the Nifty 50.
Facts.
That
Yeah.
1.8 $50 little thing. I'm sure you can get on Craigslist if you drop
I
it.
just sold mine. It was
Oh
like
yeah.
I sold it for like $60.
Oh,
I never
crazy.
used it anymore,
Yeah.
but yeah, there's a solid lens, and
Yep.
like yeah,
That's yeah, I love that lens. I recommend that for anybody starting out for sure.
facts. Yeah.
You don't have to invest
Yeah.
too much.
And that's what I like about the Sigma 18 to 35. A lot of people recommend that, but the cool thing about it is like, and I'm sure you found this really dope because let's say you had that lens before you had your red, like
Yeah.
now you're able to put that lens right on your red, and I'm
Mhm.
sure you use that a lot.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, it focuses really close, which is nice because if you use a lot, like I have a 85, it's right there, 85,
Yeah. Yeah.
85 millimeter Rokinon.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that lens, but it's a long lens, but you can't focus close for crap. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you pull it all the way and you have to back up. So
Yeah.
that's what really sucks. And I find myself putting the 18 to 35 back on to get those close focusing
Cool.
shots. And then what adapter do you use to micro four thirds to EF?
So I have the Sony is full frame.
Gotcha.
Um, I have the like I think it's a photo deox. I don't have a lot of my gear is scattered.
It's all
Um,
good.
I have stuff at like 5 different places. Um, I have like a photo deox. It's like $100 type of
Gotcha.
thing. It
Yeah.
doesn't have a mirror in it or anything. I know those ones are pretty pricey, but
Yeah.
um,
But yeah, so any adapter. And then is there any other like bare bones gear that you would recommend on top of getting a camera?
um, yeah, dude. Like I just picked up again. I don't have it with me, but there's like these
It's all good.
light ones.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, I saw that in your post. Yeah.
yeah, I have two of those. They're like $70, I think. It's definitely like
Tight.
a China knockoff, but they're
Yeah, I know
very
the exact one. They're RGB too.
yep.
Yep.
The battery lasts very long in them. You can bring them out wherever. You don't have to worry about bringing cords or anything. Those are really nice. Um, I have it's called the Eldachrome slider. Have you ever heard of these?
I have not. No.
Okay. I I want to say it's like some Germany brand. Sounds German. I don't know. But it's a 3 foot slider, but it's like a foot and a half long because the way it works is like
Yeah. I've seen those type of sliders. Those are
yeah.
cool.
So I have that on my tripod at all times, constantly,
Nice.
and it's kind of a bitch to like. It's awkward to like put in my trunk sometimes because it's just this big T thing. I need to get better at just screwing it off and like casing it, but I don't know. I'm run and gun a lot sometimes, so that thing's pretty cool. Any slider that you can get a little bit of movement, but even if you're really
Sick.
beginning, you can do that with a monopod. Like
Yeah, most
stick
definitely.
it in the ground and like pan it. Or if you have a tripod, like kick one leg up all the way and just like use those two. Um,
Yep.
you know.
Yeah, yeah, and all you got to do is just YouTube like tripod tricks. I used to do that when I started
Yeah, oh
out.
yeah.
I just watched some like guide showing you a bunch of it, and you'd be like, "Oh, I never thought of that." So there's
It's
definitely like some that work good. Yeah, I always say just a cheap tripod is always a good way to start
mhm.
out. Um, but
start
yeah, I think
start messing with the lens too. Like I have a I went to a thrift shop one time and didn't see somebody peeking, but I got a grandma, like I call it my grandma lens thing.
yeah,
It's just a big, thick pop out lens that I keep like in my, and this is a quarter, but you can easily hold it like that, and I can pull focus and
hmm
just put it right there.
yeah,
And it's kind of fun because you can experiment with like messing up the shot a little bit,
yeah, most definitely.
and then that's where you really can use like your surrounding items like cups, and
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I've seen you do it. Like it's a
yeah, I've done it
cool,
with like a Hennessy bottle on
yeah,
that one
yeah,
shoot.
yeah.
Yeah,
So that's a cool way to just start thinking outside the box, and really showing yourself and showing other people that there aren't any rules. So you can just get away with whatever.
yeah, most definitely. That's cool. Sick, dude. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and link all that below. I'll try and get the link for that slider below as well, just for people to check it out if they're interested. And then I'll link your work as below as well. One other thing that I kind of want to end off is how is how working with like a specific artist like Karma and like building up like an audience and like working together and working just like with people around you. You said you guys went to high school together,
We
you
grew up
grew
in
up
the
on the same street.
same
Yeah.
street. Again, I didn't ever know him until way after high
Yeah.
school, but yeah, we grew up in the same town, I guess. What what's your
I
question?
was just trying to get at like how is it like building together as an artist, like working together, because I'm not sure like if he's paying you for videos or how that relationship works, but like I'm sure you guys are doing like a lot of building together,
Yeah,
and I'm sure you do that with a lot of other artists. How does that how important do you think that relationship is?
it's super important. It's not a necessity for a filmmaker to have,
Yeah.
but it's one of those things like when you find a DP that you guys just clicked. You didn't plan it.
Mhm.
Just like with any friends in general, like, or dating a girl, like anything. You just if you click, you just kind of decide to like keep working together. And the rest is just something we all know based on like a friendship or anything. You just grow together, except it's in a creative field. Um, and yeah, I mean, as far as yeah, like we definitely there's still like gigs and stuff, with payments and all that thing. There's a little bit more dedication, I guess, to it, and
Yeah.
like more attention building towards it, um, because I think just we're just so invested in each other. Um, but it's definitely a cool, special thing to have. And for him, the thing I like a lot is he's cool to be like moldable. Like for me one day to say, "Hey, I want to do this weird ass video and you're going to wear all my stupid shirts." And he's like, "Cool." I'm like, "Okay, really?"
Yeah.
And that was cool, and then I kind of learned like we could do a lot, and then it's like, "Oh, that actually looks really good on you." And like, let's see where else we can take this. And um you know, his outfit was kind of born through just us being weird one day, and now that's like what he wears on stage is all that type of stuff. So um,
It's cool.
it's important. It can grow a lot more than just the visuals, on stage, and just like his own presence. And like it's pretty cool to know that we both like worked towards that. And then he's the same way with like working with music and stuff. I have had a lot of say. I kind of coined myself as the creative director, not even on visuals, but even with their songs and stuff. And that's been really cool that they've let me inside of that a little bit and trusted
Yeah.
me with that, because I'm not a musician, but I definitely love music and have a certain ear and eye as like a more of an audience member. So um,
Mhm.
yeah, if you can find it, that's cool, but don't force
Yeah.
it. It'll
Yeah, definitely
happen.
don't force it. Yeah.
I would definitely start with like trying to work up with some local talent around you rather than somebody who's already been going, because
Yeah.
the way I see it is it's
You
you
have no
know
leverage there either.
yeah, and like
I mean, not in the sense of like if you're starting out, they're not
yeah,
gonna want to rock with you and, try on different shirts in a sense
Yeah,
with you because they've already made
they've
their
coined that.
name. Yeah.
Yeah, like the dream is, although it'd be great to, film an Amine video and like work with him and all that. But for me, I'm more about trying to have that building experience of to get from where he's at now, like everything before, to grow
Yeah.
and really shape somebody, and be involved in that. And I think now is a great time for that because videos and visuals are so huge right now, and people are listening and being more aware of that, to where it's not just like he's a rapper, like he's got the personality and the style and stuff. So, um, yeah.
I like that. No, I definitely think that's like one of the most important things, and it can really help. One, build your skills, and two, it can also just help build a relationship on something you can do. Because that's kind of how I started doing this whole music video thing. Is I linked up with an old friend from what's it called, from elementary school, and then he just came back into town after coming from college, and I was like, hey, what's up, man? He's like, hey, I do music. I was like, oh, I do videos. Like, we should do a video. And I haven't done like an actual music video with an artist. And then from there, we've just been knocking out videos. He's been running a studio. I've been doing videos. And then
Cool.
we just worked on a big music video together. And like we had the whole crew and everything. So it came out cool.
Dang,
And like I
that's
really
awesome.
got to push everything together. So yeah, it's been tight. We've been working together. So I think it's a cool relationship to have, especially like with you said with Karma, it's very similar. Like like what did I make him do in this video? I don't know. He did all sorts of stuff, but like he's down. Like, someone spit lemonade in his face.
Nice. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I basically the idea on this video, I wanted the song's about just like running it up and making money, just like all about getting the check. So I was like, let's do like the original hustle, like selling lemonade,
Hmm.
and then like it just goes bad. Like someone just tastes your lemonade and just spits it on you, and it's a total flip. He turns into like a Chinese drug dealer. Like
Oh
right after
wow.
that, and he's just like selling cocaine. So I was just like, let's just totally flip it. Big juxtaposition, and he's like, all right. So we did about 2 or 3 takes where he just got lemonade spit on him,
I
straight
love
from the
it.
mouth. Yeah, it was cool. So
And this is hip
yeah,
hop.
yeah, it's kind of it's like a hip hop type. Yeah,
Okay.
so I definitely want it. Yeah, so
Cool.
he was totally down to do whatever, and like I made him put like his hair down and make him look a little weird when he's selling lemonade, and
Oh, I love
it
it.
was cool. Yeah, it was tight. But so yeah, if you guys made it to the end of this podcast, what's a secret message that you want people to comment below if they made it to the end?
Oh,
Don't say pineapples.
uh, thrift shop puke.
Thrift shop puke. Have you done that before?
No, but
You got to do it now.
I
I got to
know.
see that.
I
I
mean,
mean,
somebody could like wear a sweater and then put their hands in their pockets and like a bunch of moths are in there, and then they start puking.
oh, yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, there's a bad thumbnail for you.
Yeah, you buy a lot of props from the thrift shop?
Yeah, I go like antique hunting and
Tight.
surf shopping and all that. I usually will just a lot of the times when I find ideas, I just let a thing find me, and I'm like, that would be cool in a
Yeah.
video. Like, let's base
Yeah,
like where can that go from now? So,
most
um,
definitely.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I like thrift shops. They're cool. I hate overpriced thrift shops.
I know, man.
It's stupid.
Goodwill,
Yeah.
no good.
Goodwill, man. Sometimes they got some stuff like if people price it wrong, but
Yeah,
most of the time it's pretty
that's
trash.
robbery.
Cool.
Yeah.
What we kind of touched on it, but what can people be looking forward to in the future, and where can they find your work?
So as far as work goes, you can find all my stuff at africktake.com. That's africktake.com/org.gov/edu. Um, and yeah, you can expect we've got some this Horizon music videos coming out very soon. I want to say in the next week. And then on Instagram, I'm very heavy on there with notifications and all that. So my tag is it's Justin Frick, and
Sick.
working on a bunch of new edits this winter and ready for hopefully a fresh rollout by the new year.
Tight. Cool.
That's it.
Yeah. So I'm going to link all those links below, guys, if you guys want to check that out. Thank you for listening. Make sure to comment that secret message below if you guys made it to the end. And yeah, make sure to leave the podcast review on the Apple Podcast app. Drop a comment on YouTube. I'm Tyler Casey, and
I'm Justin.
sick. Thanks for watching and listening, guys, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thank you, man.
Sick. Cut.
Appreciate it.